Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Bat Joey here, and today we're talking about Age of Empires 4. First off, what is Age of Empires 4? The first entry, released in 1997, focused on human history from the Stone Age to the Iron Age, while the second entry focused more heavily on the Middle Ages. Playing the game involves micro and macro management of workers and military units belonging to historic civilizations. You must grow a small starting population, collect resources, advance through the ages, and defend against invaders while also planning your attacks. You can enjoy lengthy campaigns, skirmishes against AI, or multiplayer battles while alone or teamed up with friends. Age of Empire 4 is a revival of the series that hopes to capture the old magic while offering something new to veterans and newcomers alike. It appears to be a return to medieval times instead of another step forward in human history. We assume it's in still full development, but meanwhile, Microsoft has been releasing definitive editions of the original trilogy. There is still no official Age of Empires 4 release date, unfortunately. We assume it's still in full development, but meanwhile, Microsoft has been busy releasing definitive editions of the original trilogy. With remastered versions of Age of Empire 1, 2, and 3 all out the door, maybe we'll start to hear more about the sequel. Some rumors from Twitter users were circulating involving a codename Indus, which is currently targeting a Q1 2022 launch. We haven't confirmed if Indus is indeed Age of Empires 4, as Microsoft also has several other titles targeting 2022, including Avowed, Senua's Sage Hellblade 2, and State of Decay 3. But really, does Age of Empires 4 need a powerful PC? There are not yet definitive specs for PC requirements, but Age of Empires 4 is being developed with inclusivity in mind. A new engine that doesn't rely heavily on a single processor core will immediately make an enormous difference. The ultimate goal is to create a game that can be played the same way on a relatively low-end laptop or a high-end gaming rig. As for the Age of Empires 4 soundtrack, well, music in Age of Empires games has traditionally been epic, and many longtime fans of the series can hum the different tracks without any thought. Age of Empires looks to continue this tradition, bringing on composer Mikołaj Stroński to handle the music. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Stroński composed the music for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now what about the developers of Age of Empires 4? The first three Age of Empires games were developed by Ensemble Studios, a team that was based in Dallas, Texas. After Ensemble was closed down in 2009 following the release of Age of Empires 3, it didn't look good for a fourth title. The Age of Empires series was kind of left to the community, which did its best to keep the games enjoyable and populated. Thankfully, an internal development studio at Microsoft called World's Edge, led by Shannon Loftus, has been overseeing new Age content, including remasters of the first three games with the help from third-party developers like Tantalus, Wicked Witch, and Forgotten Empires. Age of Empires 4 has been in development alongside the Definitive Edition remasters, with Relic Entertainment taking the lead on the latest entry in the series. According to World's Edge creative director Adam Green, this has helped with efforts to keep Age of Empires 4 feeling true to its roots while also standing out. But does Age of Empires 4 have a campaign mode? Yes, Age of Empires 4 will feature a campaign with a focus on improved historical accuracy. Whereas a lot of meta-civilizations in previous Age games played somewhat similarly, there is now a more significant emphasis on separating cultures. This is helped along by a new method of ensuring historical accuracy. Will Age of Empires 4 include microtransactions? No, Age of Empires 4 will not include microtransactions. In an interview with PC Games N, Adam Green explained that expansions and DLC will be explored while microtransactions are left off the table. Moving to the time period in which Age of Empires 4 is set, well, judging by the animated concept art in the trailer, Age of Empires 4 won't take the series to a singular new era. Instead, a variety of armies from previous games in this series are featured in the footage. Native Americans, British Redcoats, Roman legionnaires, Japanese samurai, and others. It's unclear, however, whether these are the units or factions we'll control in Age of Empires 4. But anyway, moving to the graphics, unit of movement, and upgrades in the game, graphics are a bit of a departure, and at first they seem a bit cartoonish. However, if you consider how much saturation is usually applied to Age of Empires pre-released content, this should prove to be a beautiful game, and saturation level will be an in-game setting. It seems like it will be a good balance between visibility and realism, and there's plenty of details for buildings and units alike. Pathfinding, an RTS game's chief concern, has been overhauled. Instead of the traditional move from point A to point B in the shortest way possible, Age of Empires 4 should introduce far more realistic movement. This screen also mentions how passive upgrades will be visually represented in-game. All armor or weapon upgrades will be visual, easing accessibility. And instead of having the repeated chatter each time you click a unit, which is endearing but can get really annoying, there will be much more natural dialogue between units based on the surrounding circumstances. But what about community modding? Well, the fact is, mods are a huge part of the Age of Empires world, and many people still play modded versions of the old games instead of moving to the new definitive editions. As the last concern we decided to address in this video, will Age of Empires 4 modernize the series without overcomplicating it? Talking to Games Radar, creative director Adam Green shared Age of Empires 4's goal to not overcomplicate the new game in an attempt to modernize it. He said, quote, "Generally speaking, the longer a genre exists, the games that are responsible for taking it forward tend to make it more complicated. With Age of Empires 4, it was important for us to be like, okay, how do we get away from that? We do not want to take on all of the complexity that we see in RTS games today." Then he continues, "This is a fresh start for us. We want to modernize the series, and that means we are going to do things differently." Alright guys, here's everything you needed to know about Age of Empires 4. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, make sure to subscribe for more daily videos like this one, and drop us a like to support the channel. See you in the next one.
For my music, guys, because it's very loud. Alright, so guys, if you don't understand anything, it's okay. What I'm doing is building my nation, and we're gonna go ahead and attack ISIS. So it's Egyptian versus North Mythology, and you don't have to understand anything, guys, because I don't have time to explain to you this game. I'm gonna try my best. I'm building a temple, I'm building houses, I'm building my economy, armory. Just gonna build more people over here. So this is Hersers, which is heroes, and a deathmatch means, guys, I don't have to focus on my economy. I have so much food, I have so much wood, I have so much gold. I don't have to focus on my economy. And we can have Valkyries, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get Valkyries ahead.